People everywhere love Hawaii, the music, the culture, and especially the hula. And it's over the top in Japan, where there's big love for Hawaii. And in a really big way, Japan loves hula.
Oh, definitely Japan loves hula. You know, we see it everywhere, not only in Japan, but also here in Hawaii.
Because I am amazed. I'm amazed that they know so much and it is so prevalent. The hula requires a lot of study. And I think the Japanese people, it's like something they love.
They're so into hula, and they're so interested, it's so inquisitive, yeah, very attentive. And so that's something that really impressed me.
As much as we love hula, they love hula. And when we look at how Japan loves hula, it's amazing to see a culture that enjoys storytelling, enjoys the dance, enjoys the relationship to environment, the dedication of the hula. And this is truly the word aloha.
Aloha nui kako. I'm Lacey Denise. Did you happen to catch the vibe on that ukulele? Our theme song was composed and performed by Hawaii's own Jake Shimabukuro. As we all know, hula is the art of storytelling, and tonight we'll be sharing stories with you through hula. When the Kalihi-Palama Culture and Arts Society Japan presented its first Keiki hula competition in Japan, the Hawaii-based organization was fulfilling its mission to perpetuate authentic Hawaiian culture wherever it is practiced.
We were honored that Kumu Hula from Hawaii traveled to Japan and served as judges and teachers.
It was a very nice thing that I was able to judge the Keikis in Japan. And they're wonderful. They do an excellent job, a fabulous job. You can't say better. Learning the hula style and doing it well. Those teachers in Japan are very impressive, and they're the ones that I met when I saw the kids do the hula competition.
Our founders, Uncle George Naope, Kahu Wendell Silva, had formed Kalihi-Palama, whose primary mission is to educate children, to perpetuate authentic Hawaiian culture. And this is something that not only we do in Hawaii, but for the first time this year, we brought to Japan.
The 2023 Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki Hula competition was held earlier this year in Chile, Chigasaki. This tiny beach town in Kanagawa Prefecture has a mascot named Eboshimaru, who wears a hat that resembles Mokoli'i, a small island off Oahu's windward coast. My new friend Eboshimaru and I invite you to hang out with us and enjoy hula performances and stories from Hawaii and Japan. Makaukau, ikimasho, let's go!
Well, even Japanese people don't know how and when their love for Hawaii began. One story points to the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923, which destroyed much of Tokyo and Yokohama. Two brothers, Nisei from Hawaii, were visiting Japan when the earthquake struck 100 years ago, and it is still Japan's deadliest disaster. The brothers were unable to leave, so they stayed in Japan and began playing Hawaiian music, helping to popularize the ukulele and even appearing in movies. Today, Katsuhiko Haida-san is known as the father of Hawaiian music in Japan, and people in Japan dream of Hawaii.
So it's good to connect, and that's what the chant was all about, helping us to connect, helping us to give honor to those that went before us. And that's most important in doing a chant like that. Because we're doing hula on the inside, you want to make sure that you bring the clouds in, you bring the scent of the flowers in, set the stage so that the woman of the hula, who is Laka, is able to be present.
With his booming voice delighting the crowd, Kumuhula Kealaching chanted Enoli as a traditional welcome at the start of the Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki Hula competition. And we're delighted to share highlights of Keiki dancing hula in categories for Miss Keiki Hula Japan, Master Keiki Hula Japan, and Halau Hula Awana. Hi'ilei na manuiwa na puahala o Chigasaki, a local hula studio from Chigasaki City, dancing under the direction of Naomi Muramatsu Sensei, presented entries in all three categories: group, Kaikamahine soloist, and Keiki Kane soloist. The Halau's Master Keiki Hula entrant won the trophy for second place.
We have the opportunity to participate in Keiki Hula. By teaching children Hawaiian culture, they learn more than just hula. They learn discipline and commitment. And Hawaiian culture allows them to grow with confidence as they make their way through life. Marine sports like surfing are what first brought me to Hawaii, and I fell in love with it. I was fascinated by the flow of energy, and I want to know more about Hawaii. I want to study more about its history. This mele expresses respect and admiration for Hawaii and its people, a responsibility that both our cultures hold.
The Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki Hula competition is named in honor of the beloved queen who lived from 1838 to 1917. That's barely 100 years ago. The only woman to reign as sovereign monarch of the Hawaiian kingdom, Liliʻuokalani is revered for her leadership, compassion, intelligence, and love for the children and people of Hawaii.
The Queen's legacy continues to inspire and educate people all over the world. We were approached by the National Portrait Gallery that was doing an exhibition on American expansionism in 1898. And one of the key items that they really felt would tell this story in a way that no other object could was the Cogswell portrait of Her Majesty. It's the very large 10-foot tall portrait that normally resides in the Blue Room at the palace. They desperately wanted to have that because it showed just how regal and formal that the government in Hawaii was. And it presented the Queen in a way with elegance and power that no other image that they could find would be able to present. And so we were able to negotiate that, well, if they would restore the painting, then the people of Hawaii would receive something back for that 1 year absence of the Queen. And so they did. They found the best conservator on the East Coast. He stabilized the frame, repaired some damage, and re-gilded it so it looks absolutely beautiful, like the day it was made. The really amazing thing about this is they're telling this story in a way that we would never be able to. Because it's part of the Smithsonian Institution, they're anticipating over 1 million people will come and see this portrait in this exhibition. And that they are educating people all over the world that didn't know that A, Hawaii was its own kingdom, and B, it had a female monarch in a time that was very heavily male dominated across the world. There's no question, it is the highlight piece. It's on its own wall. And the way that they have it lit, you can see the details in the portrait to really showcase just how elegant and how powerful a ruler Her Majesty was.
Presenting Fireman's Hula, our next Keiki Kane soloist dances under the direction of Toshie Akiyama Sensei, whose husband and son are both firefighters.
Just to see all these wonderful faces at Chigasaki, really, really enjoying, having fun, that's important. And that's what we did. We had fun. So that was exciting.
Olamau ka mo'i wahine aloha, ma nā pu'uwai oni pa'o kana po'e aloha. Our Queen lives forever in the steadfast hearts of our cherished people. These words appear alongside the bronze statue, which stands in the heart of Honolulu near Iolani Palace, illuminating the spirit of Queen Liliʻuokalani, namesake of the Keiki Hula competition. Hula Halau o Hele'i Pilinahe presented a kaikamahine soloist dancing under the direction of Kotomi Sugawara Sensei.
Kahalo Puna helps us to really connect to stories of the gods and goddesses. But most importantly, it helps us to connect to our mo'okuauhau. And this is where Kahalo Puna comes with a composer that is really connected to all these Ike Hawaii that's around in this beautiful Manoa area. Knowing your rain, knowing your clouds, knowing the wind, knowing the rainbow, pueo. You know, this is all woven into this beautiful mele.
The kaikamahine soloists from Halau o Kapua Melia Hula Studio danced under the direction of Mariko Inasaka Sensei.
Chiba Prefecture is where I have been teaching for almost 20 years. One thing I share with my students is to have fun when they dance hula. So when I chose a mele, I want it to be a song they can express with their feelings. The song I chose this year was about the full moon because my dancer was born under a full moon.
A full day of Keiki Hula performances was followed by a day filled with educational workshops taught by Kumu Hula from Hawaii.
The Hawaiian vowels are A, E, O, and U.
What was important about having the School of Hawaiian Arts, Chigasaki campus, was that this perpetuates authentic Hawaiian culture in Japan. And this was taught by our Hawaiian Kumu Hula to over 300 people.
E ala A. E ala E. E ala I.
Hundreds of Japanese Keiki Hula dancers, Alaka'i and Ohana, were gifted the wonderful opportunity to learn from Na Kumu Hula Kiala Ching, Liliʻuokalani Lindsay, Caroline Nishi, Robin Kurooka, Lahi Lahi Gina Jingao, and Kalani and Kina Asing, teachers and cultural practitioners who led classes in all things hula, from language and lei making to music and dance.
Here you have students of hula wanting to learn, wanting to participate. So in my class, I shared the different forms of the language. I also gave them the history of understanding where hula comes from, beginning with the hula goddess, Laka. I helped them to understand that hula is much deeper, and hopefully that they are able to walk away gaining a bigger and deeper knowledge of what hula is.
Learning Hawaiian is so important, you know. So, and the children in Japan, I mean, you know, they just have it, you know, they just have that love for language, and then they're learning Hawaiian. I mean, that is super, super wonderful, you know, for a hula dancer, no matter where they're from.
When you see the excitement of children running in the hallways, going to a different class to learn things from Hawaiian Kumu Hula because they're interested in Hawaiian dance, is really heartwarming.
When I went to the workshops, I taught with the ukulele all the island songs. 4 songs, starting with the Big Island, Maui, Oahu, Kauai. They learned it. Focus, they learn, and they want to do well.
Bringing education is the most important thing that we can do. Because remember, these children that learn these things about Hawaiian culture carry that on into their adulthood, and we hope carry that authentic Hawaiian culture into the next generation.
Halau Kapoli Olu o Makana, dancing under the direction of Megumi Kanzaki Sensei, performed hula in 2 categories, Halau Hula Awana and Kaikamahine Soloist, winning the trophy for 3rd place in the category of Miss Keiki Hula, Japan.
Chigasaki is a beach town, and both of my mele this year relate to the ocean. Since the kids already know the smell of the sea, it is easy for them to express that. And that is what I have been teaching in Keiki Hula for almost 20 years. Hula is more than a dance. They have to express their feelings when they dance. And when I became a mother, I learned how much the children have taught me.
In a workshop taught by Kumu Hula Liliʻuokalani Lindsay, more than 100 people in Japan were introduced to hula ki'i, an ancient form of Hawaiian storytelling through puppets.
Hula ki'i is an ancient and almost lost art form of Hawaiian puppetry. In fact, very few people, even in the Hawaiian community, know what hula ki'i is.
Hula ki'i actually is puppetry, right? And ki'i is also those huge statues that you see in the heiau, yeah? So the heiau is where this hula ki'i has its origin, you know. And so from those dances that were performed, this art was lost, or it went underground, just like the Hawaiian language and hula. Everything went underground, right? At the dismantling of the heiau. And that was in 1820, after Kamehameha passed away. So now we're bringing the hula ki'i back into the forefront, yeah? And so moving into the modern day, we all, as kumus, are very creative in our own ways, yeah? Including what we have experienced through our years of hula and bringing it forward. So like this here in the Keiki hula form is what was very dear to me, because Keiki hula and teaching children is what I've always done with my auntie, Joan Lindsay. Yeah, and so when I think of hula, I think of Keiki. And so when I went to Japan and I saw all these children and, you know, our workshops that we had, everybody was so attentive. It was so wonderful, you know, to be in a classroom of children who knew how important what was being taught that day, important for them to learn it and to experience it.
The class on hula ki'i was so unique and important that it was featured in the most prominent hula magazine in Japan called Hula Le'a. And for the first time, as far as I know, was presented at our Hawaiian School of Arts in Chigasaki.
And this year, this face is also clay, yeah? And so having that opportunity to actually share with the children and even their parents during the workshop was just wonderful.
And this is important because our primary mission is to preserve and present authentic Hawaiian culture wherever we are.
It's a wonderful feeling because we can take what we've learned and pass it on to our keiki. Yes, take it to the next generation.
Yui Ishii Sensei and Hala Hulaui of Okinawa presented a kaikamahine soloist dancing to a mele about a small mountain in Hawaii that resembles a similar mountain near their hometown.
When I began to study hula, I knew I needed to learn about Hawaiian culture and language. I was really interested in it and loved it. I learned that hula wasn't just about dancing, it was about what the dance represented. So I teach my students how important it is to learn the mele. It is also important to share with them that studying hula also means you say hello with a smile, keep things tidy, and have a warm attitude each day.
At the gateway to Waikiki stands this bronze statue of Hawaii's King David La'amea Kalakaua, brother to Queen Liliʻuokalani. 150 years ago, Kalakaua opened the doors of friendship and economic exchange between the sovereign nations of Hawaii and Japan. In celebration of this relationship, this statue was a gift to Hawaii from our Japanese American community. mele name for places on Oahu, a Waianae and Ainahau are the group and soloist from Na Pua Melia Hula Studio under the direction of Kyoko Hoshino Sensei.
This mele, we have 3 different greeting forms. The maka'inana, the people of the land, they would greet each other with the word anuai. Then we have kevelina. Velina was, as shared to me by my kumo, Kalihi-Palama, that velina is when the lower ranking ali'i would greet the higher ranking ali'i. Aloha is used by all because when we look at the word aloha, alo is the face, ha is the presence, it's the breath. And so when you say aloha, you're connecting with each other.
A stroll down Kalakaua Avenue from the Kalakaua statue will take you to Kapi'olani Park, where you'll find this statue of another monarch. Do you know who this is? Here's a hint. I just told you. It's Queen Kapi'olani, wife of King Kalakaua. And between those 2 statues is this building with this plaque, acknowledging the sister city relationship between Honolulu and Chigasaki. 2 cities separated by an ocean, but united in their love of Hawaiian culture.
Part of it is surfing in the sea, that's true, and there are other similarities between Chigasaki and Honolulu. It feels like you can sense the aloha spirit. Chigasaki residents, on their days off, are all about barbecues and outdoor activities, similar to the laid-back atmosphere in Hawaii. I wonder if you can somehow feel that charm in the town.
Chigasaki is a charming town, right on the beach, and the perfect setting to enjoy Hawaiian music and hula. Halau o na pua ala o nauna, dancing under the direction of Seiko Shimizu Sensei, share Uncle Johnny Lumho's mele, ka ho'opa'i o ka nalo e'u e'u, getting the pesky fly.
I've been participating in Keiki Hula since 2002, and Uncle Johnny has been the greatest influence in my teachings. His mele make me feel that Japanese people and Hawaii people share a lot in common. Uncle Johnny Lumho is a genius who wrote so many fun songs about lady life in Hawaii. He especially loved to write songs about Hawaiian gatherings at home.
Now presenting the Hula Mele Waiomina. Decked out in Paniolo fashion is your 3rd place winner in the category of Master Keiki Hula, dancing under the direction of Junko Wang Sensei of Halau na Pua Liliʻuokalani.
I have been teaching in Tokyo since 2002. Kona, my soloist, is the only boy in my halau. He is a very happy child and he always cheers everyone up. I shared with him that he should dance this hula with confidence. Don't give up. And he expressed himself in hula in that way. It is a good lesson in life.
In 1881, King David Kalakaua became the first monarch ever to travel around the world on a journey through Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and America. And the first country he visited was Japan.
Kalakaua was the first monarch to make a world progress, and that is just a huge accomplishment in its own, given how powerful some of the navies of the world were, yet none of their rulers had ever sailed any significant distance. And his first stop was in Japan on March 4th, 1881. And it was absolutely amazing how well received he was by the people of Japan. According to the newspaper accounts, as Mo'i Kalakaua processed from the ship to where he would be residing while in Tokyo, every intersection was covered with flags of both Japan and Hawaii. And according to the newspaper accounts, there were over 1,000 lanterns out in front of the Imperial Theater when Mo'i Kalakaua arrived. And it is said that on the lanterns was both the Japanese imperial symbol and the Hawaiian flag. We've also heard stories of that as Kalakaua's ship came into harbor flying his huge royal standard, that the Japanese imperial band was actually playing Hawaii Pono'i to welcome him into the nation. Having toured the royal palaces of the world, he came back to build his own royal palace, to have that really grand aesthetic that when visiting dignitaries would come, there was some place to properly host them in a way that they would have expected. And he brought back the idea of the light bulb and electricity, so that Iolani Palace was electrified before the US White House.
Traveling around the world and meeting with heads of state and people like Thomas Edison inspired Hawaii's monarch, who returned home with innovative ideas to share with his people. Under the direction of Mihoko Leilani Ogawa Sensei, the Kaikamahine of Hula Halau o Leilani earned the second place trophies in group and soloist categories.
The wonderful thing about the selections of mele is how the sensei would like to impart the different knowledge, which is very, very important. Avapuhi, very gentle, very strong scented avapuhi leis. And so in the story, it could be related to someone that is very dear to the composer. This is really, really important to understand. Liliʻuokalani, talking about either a new spring, it could be Punaho in the district, it could be a child that is coming forth. And this is where Olelo Hawaii, the Hawaiian language, is really, really important to really impart these strong thoughts of our composers.
Hula connects people across generations, across cultures, and across the Pacific. And the thousands of hula studios throughout Japan is proof. By some accounts, there may be as many as 1.5 million hula dancers in Japan, which means there may be more hula dancers in Japan than people in Hawaii.
1881, when King Kalakaua arrived in Yokohama, some of those who accompanied him may have danced hula after they arrived in Japan. And that's another story I've heard about the introduction of hula outside of Hawaii. And since that time, the love for hula and Hawaiian music has grown even more in Japan.
Dancing to Kahalao Puna, Yuzuki Ono, the soloist representing Kalihi-Palama o Haena Hula Studio, won first place and was crowned Miss Keiki Hula, Japan.
As a teacher, Hula allows me to share the experience of visiting the islands with the children and show them how the people here care for each other and the land.
Presenting the Hula Mele Kipukai, written by Mary Kavena Pukui, Likaika from Kalihi-Palama o Ha'ena Hula Studio, directed by Yumiko Hara Sensei, earned second place for their Hula Awana.
Teaching hula makes me feel close to Hawaiian culture, and I'm happy to be so warmly welcomed by the people of Hawaii and share that feeling through dance.
In an international cultural exchange, winning Keiki hula dancers in Japan earned the opportunity to travel to Hawaii to compete in the Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki hula competition. Dancing on stage in Hawaii is Miss Keiki Hula, Japan.
To connect with the mele, we visited Manoa. The wind that blows there is Kahala o Puna's father, and the rain is her mother. We saw a beautiful rainbow there, and our dancer could see that for herself.
The top halau at the 2023 Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki Hula Competition Japan was Kaloke Mele Mele Hula Studio of Chigasaki, directed by Yuko Imai Sensei. The halau's Kaikamahine won first place in the category for Halau Hula Awana.
This song is about my Kumu's favorite place. It heals her. The people are very nice, full of aloha and hospitality. As a teacher, I share with my students that we receive mana from my Kumu's halau, which gives us love, power, and strength.
Representing Kaloke Mele Mele Hula Studio and Yuko Imai Sensei, soloist Kairi Aoki won first place and was named Master Keiki Hula Japan.
I chose this song for our Kane dancer. This song was written by Uncle Johnny Lam Ho, who tells a story about a journey around the island of Molokai. In 2019, Kairi, our soloist, was fortunate to meet Uncle Johnny at a hula competition in Japan and was inspired by him. I teach in Chigasaki, which is close to the ocean in Lake Hawaii. I feel has a sense of aloha and hospitality. I think both Hawaiian people and Japanese people are kind, and because of that, we have a good relationship.
Winning first place in 2 categories at the competition in Japan earned the Keiki Hula dancers the opportunity to travel to Hawaii to compete in the Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki Hula competition. Dancing on stage in Hawaii is Master Keiki Hula Japan and the Kaikamahine from Kalihi-Palama Hula Studio. Now dancing on stage in Hawaii is a winning group from Japan, representing Kalihi-Palama Hula Studio. Through the lens of history, culture, art, and shared values, it's easy to see why Japan loves hula.
Me as a kumu, I can see that a lot of work goes into have these children really immersed into the hula culture. And actually doing the hula together as a halau and on stage, it just comes all together.
Their culture is very disciplined. If they're going to do anything, they're going to do it well. I give them a lot of credit for that.
For Japan to love hula, it's really, I believe, it's really a venue, an avenue, a journey to help them to reconnect to what is there in Japan. Of course, Auntie Maiki Ayu coined the thought of hula is life. And today, I believe hula is in the detail of more than life. It is movement. It is connecting to our elements. And that's what hula is all about.
Ho'omai kako to all the participants in the Queen Liliʻuokalani Keiki Hula competition in Japan. And mahalo piha to Kumu Hula, sensei and haumana everywhere for coming together to share big love and lots of aloha through the storytelling art of hula. Ahui ho.